but no sooner than noon, and we'll go through the middle of the 7th inning. We also ask that you please drink responsibly. The restrooms are located on the bottom level of the press box on either side. There are additional restrooms located in the building along the first base side of Brooks Field. Be sure to have your with you re-entering Brooks Field. We also ask that you help keep Brooks Field looking beautiful during your time with us today. Please throw your trash away in the garbage cans located throughout the ballpark. Fastest way to follow your Diamondhawks is through social media. Follow UNCW Baseball on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for in-game updates and the latest news on Seahawks baseball. Seahawks merchandise is available in the dugout shop behind the third base bleachers. Inside you'll find t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and plenty of Seahawks accessories. Cash and credit are both accepted. You can also order online anytime at shopuncw.com. The Seahawks baseball team would like to thank and recognize their official sponsors, the Marini, the official bat, glove, and baseball equipment supplier of the Seahawks team, and Under Armour, the official apparel and footwear supplier of Seahawks baseball. Want to change the life of a deserving college student? Join the Seahawks Club today to invest in the life of a student athlete. Members enjoy great benefits, but none greater than the knowledge they have taught a talented, deserving Seahawk. Call the Seahawks Club office at 962-2498 or give online at uncwsports.com to invest in the Seahawks. For all the latest on Seahawks athletic programs, visit uncwsports.com, the official website of the Seahawks. UNCWsports.com has game recaps, team schedules, player profiles, and more. It's also your best source for video streaming of events via the Seahawks Digital Network. That's UNCWsports.com, your online home of the Hawks. Learn from the Seahawks this summer by attending one of the Little Seahawks day camps right here at Brooks Field. Camps run from 8:30 a.m. until noon each day. For dates or to register, visit SeahawksBaseball.com. UNCW students, be sure to sign up now for Team Teal. Simply download the UNCW Team Teal app at the Apple or Google Play Store and receive 500 bonus points. Earn more points for social activity and for attending home athletic events. Use those points to shop and redeem for prizes or to save to enter contests. Team Teal is for UNCW students only. Student Seahawks Club members can receive bonus points throughout the year. Visit uncwteamteal.com for more information. Team Teal is sponsored by Islands Fresh Max Grill, LA Bikini, McAllister's Deli, McDonald's, Might As Well, Tap T-Ball, Smart Style Salons, and Walk-Ons. When you can't make it to UNCW athletic events this season, let the events come to you with the Seahawks Digital Network. Watch all Seahawks baseball games on the Seahawks Digital Network via Flow Sports, or listen online on the radio at 95.9 or The Breeze or ESPN Wilmington. For a complete viewing and listening schedule, visit uncwsports.com. With a Flow Sports subscription, you get access to all Flow Sports sites and content. Never miss a moment. Visit flowsports.tv/TACA to sign up today. When you play the lottery, you're playing for North Carolina. Since 2006, the North Carolina Education Lottery has raised over $9.7 billion for education. Last year, your lottery raised an average of $2.5 million a day. Your play raises money for education. Those dollars are helping students' dreams come true. Kids, if you want to be a part of UNCW athletics, sign up to be a member of Sammy's Seahawks Club, sponsored by Appalachian Bake Shop. You can sign up online at uncwsports.com. Sammy's Seahawks stars get a t-shirt, membership credentials, coupon for area businesses, and much more. A Hawk Stars credential also grants members one complimentary youth admission to men's and women's soccer, women's basketball, and baseball. Hawk Stars credentials must be presented for admission. That's Sammy's Hawk Stars, the official kids club of Seahawks Athletics. Here are today's starting lineups, beginning with the Cavaliers. leading off and playing shortstop, number 6, Griff O'Farrell. Batting second, playing center field, number 2, Ethan O'Donnell. Batting third, playing third base, number 22, Jake Geloff. Batting fourth, and playing right field, number 8, Casey Southkey. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 3, Kyle Teal. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 23, Ethan Anderson. Batting seventh, the DH, number 9, Travis Reesnyder. Batting eighth, and playing left field, number 34, Harrison Didovic. Batting ninth, and playing second base, number 12, Justin Rubin. Starting pitcher for the Cavaliers today, number 14, Jack O'Connor. Here are your today's starting lineup for your UNCW Seahawks. Leading off, playing second base, number 16, Brock Wills. Batting second, the DH, number 25, Ron Evans. Batting third, playing center field, number 1, Trevor Marsh. Batting fourth, playing right field, number 5, Alec DiMartino. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 29, Tanner Thatch. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 19, John Newton. Batting seventh, playing third base, number 45, Jacob Schaefer. The catcher, number 12, Brian Arndt, batting eighth. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 7, Aiden Evans. Starting pitcher for the Seahawks, number 33, Zane Taylor. Get on your feet. Your Seahawks are taking the field. Left field, John Newton. In center, Trevor Marsh. And right, Alec DiMartino. Third base, Jacob Schaefer. Shortstop, Aiden Evans. At second, Brock Wills. At first, Tanner Thatch. Behind the plate, Brian Arndt. And on the mound, Zane Taylor.
Safe to call it the marquee matchup of the weekend in this Hughes Brothers Challenge as the Virginia baseball team is back at it once again this afternoon, this time taking on the host UNC Wilmington Seahawks. Hi again, folks. Welcome back to Brooks Field. Channing Poole with you. Happy to have you tuned in on this Sunday afternoon as we are moments away from baseball. The 19th ranked Wahoos taking on the host team. Both of these two clubs off to 2-0 starts to the season, having both recorded victories over Navy as well as Ohio. UNCW and Virginia meeting today for the 8th all-time matchup. Cavaliers have won 6 of the prior 7, including a victory here back in 2014. The last time these two teams met, it was a time in which Virginia was the #1 ranked team in America. Cavaliers won that game 7-2 and did so in front of the biggest crowd in the history of Brooks Field. Today might not be a capacity crowd like it was for that matchup. Nevertheless, a good crowd on hand to watch the Hoos and the Seahawks. Again, as we're getting set for baseball, let's set your starting lineups, beginning with the Cavaliers as the visitors in this game. Ryan O'Connor's Hoos, again, the 19th ranked team in America, and off to a 2-0 start. Virginia with a dominant 24-5 win on Friday back in Charlottesville. Made the drive down Friday night to pick up an 8-4 win yesterday afternoon over Ohio, and now looking for a clean weekend sweep. Leading off, playing shortstop, is Griff O'Farrell, with Ethan O'Donnell in the 2 spot playing center field. It'll be Jake Geloff batting third at third base, with Casey Sauke, the right fielder, hitting cleanup. Kyle Teal bats fifth and does the catching, with Ethan Anderson hitting in the 6th spot and playing first base. Travis Reeve-Snyder makes his first career Virginia start. He bats 7th as the designated hitter. Harrison Didewick will be in left field once again, hitting 8th. And Justin Rubin is back in the order, as Rubin will play second base and bat 9th. In the top third, O'Farrell, O'Donnell, Geloff. Middle third, Sauke, Teal, Anderson. On the bottom third of Reeve-Snyder, Didewick, and Rubin, all against Zane Taylor, sophomore right-hander for UNCW, kicks and deals and pumps in a slider for a strike, and we are underway at 3:03 this afternoon. First pitch at 59 degrees under mostly cloudy skies here in Wilmington. Sunnier yesterday, but also a bit warmer today, so it all balances out. Next pitch, a fastball to O'Farrell that misses down and in, and the count even up at a ball and a strike to Virginia's right-hand hitting shortstop. And O'Farrell off to a strong start to the year, 5 for his first 8. 1-1 missed inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. O'Farrell, 5 hits, I should say. 1 of those an extra base hit. 4 of his 5 hits came in yesterday's game to help lead the charge in the win over Ohio. Takes the next one down and in, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike very quickly. Zane Taylor, the sophomore righty who gets the ball for UNCW today. Sophomore from Franklinton, North Carolina. 5'11", 180-pound righty. And a fastball down in the zone, chopped foul by O'Farrell over towards the third base dugout, his team's dugout. Virginia the visitors today, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Taylor out of Pro 5 Academy in North Carolina. A number of players on the UNCW roster from that school. Next one, a breaking ball that O'Farrell fouls off his front foot. Now hops around the home plate circle a little bit. And we'll do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. As UNCW recruiting heavily out of that Pro 5 Academy school. They've got a couple of guys in the lineup from that program. In addition to Combine Academy, the prevalence of those baseball-specific schools on the rise. 3-2 pitch. That bounces in, and it's ball 4. So O'Farrell not just working the walk, but working an extended at bat as well. And Virginia has the leadoff man aboard once again. So Virginia with a runner at first, nobody out. And Ethan O'Donnell will be the batter, just underway from Brooks Field. Taylor, a season ago in his freshman season for UNC Wilmington, 13 appearances, of which 11 were starts. Taylor went 4-1 with a 4.03 earned run average, an ERA just over 4, and that was over 60 1/3 innings of work. Backdoor breaking ball off the plate away. 1 ball, no strikes to O'Donnell. O'Donnell 4 for 9 to start the year with a home run and 3 runs batted in, and he's been on base 7 times already. 4 hits plus a pair of walks, and he's been hit by a pitch. Offensive bound for Virginia through its first couple of games. Again, tried the same idea with the backdoor breaking ball, but the same result. It misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Virginia, again, 24 runs on Friday on 20 hits. Yesterday, 8 runs, but 19 hits for Virginia. So 39 hits over the course of the first 2 games of the year. Hitters count for O'Donnell. 2-0 pitch. Rocketed foul back straight off the backstop, and it's 2 balls and a strike. That's where Jack Guerrero picks it up for UNC Wilmington. Not in the starting lineup for UNC Wilmington, but as UNCW was waiting till the last minute to see whether Jack Kroom, their regular third baseman, would be available for the start of the game, they had a starting pitcher actually in as the starting third baseman, but in order not to burn a reserve player if they didn't have to, fastball catches the knees, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to O'Donnell. Turns out they did ultimately have to, and so Guerrero, technically not a starter, but a sub before the first pitch was even thrown, and he is over at third base. Right now at first base, Griff O'Farrell leading off for Virginia. Nobody out, and a 2-2 count to Ethan O'Donnell. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ball hit through the left side of the infield. There's a base hit. Good opposite field approach from O'Donnell as he picks up a single through that 5-6 hole, and Virginia has first and second with nobody out here in the top of the first. So now Jake Geloff for Virginia. And once again, the Hoos are set up nicely to make something happen right from the jump. Taylor last year, 60 in a third innings, only 42 strikeouts as a freshman, but he only walked 11, so a guy that didn't hurt himself and filled up the strike zone plenty. Geloff swings, grounds one, just foul outside of third, and the count 0-1. Bright colored ball game today. Virginia, the orange uniform tops. UNCW with the teal uniform tops. And Geloff again behind in the count, 0-1. Jake, 3 for 9 to start the year. All 3 hits have gone for extra bases. He swings and skies one out towards deep center field. That chases back Marsh. He's back to the warning track, and that ball is gone. Right from the jump, it's 3-0 Hoos. Geloff with his second already this weekend, and Virginia pouncing in front by a 3-0 score. To straightaway center field off of the batter's eye, above the 380 mark, and Virginia leads UNCW 3-0. Well, he of the 21 home runs a season ago has number 2 in 2023. And how about 8 runs batted in already for Jake Geloff? Now, a very early visit to the mound, unsurprisingly, as UNC Wilmington needs Taylor to settle down quickly and obviously get some distance out of him. Kelly Seacrest, fifth-year pitching coach, or fifth-year coach, I should say, on the staff. His second as the pitching coach is out talking with Taylor and now making his way back to the Seahawks dugout. Former pitcher at UNCW himself, Kelly Seacrest, and actually finished in 2014 as the program's all-time appearance leader. And I mentioned before, as now Casey Sauke, the batter, check swing on an appeal. Yes, he did, says first base umpire Wilson Rayner. Mentioned before that the last time these two teams met was back in 2014, a 7-2 Virginia win. Well, UNC Wilmington's now pitching coach, Kelly Seacrest, pitched in that game. He appeared out of the bullpen in a game that Virginia won 7-2 back on February 16th of 2014. And now he's a part of this matchup from the dugout. 1-1 pitch. There's a slider for a strike to Sauke. And it's 1-2. On the other side of things, on the mound for Virginia, it was Josh Spores with a dominant performance on the hill to get the win for the Wahoos. 1-2 pitch. Sauke loops it foul. Seacrest went on to be drafted in the 10th round by the Mets at the conclusion of that 2014 season and spent 5 years in the minor leagues. Left-handed pitcher, made it all the way to AAA, and then came back to finish his degree as a student assistant, and now a few years later is the pitching coach. The 1-2. Sauke takes it wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Virginia 3, UNCW 0 right from the start. 3 men have come to the plate. 3 men have scored thanks to Jake Geloff's home run. Heard that refrain before. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a little spinner off the end of the bat, foul. And we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sauke, another guy with an impressive start to the season. 4 for 8, a homer and a double. 3 RBIs, 4 runs scored. 2-2, lifts it foul right side and out of play. So the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a breaking ball and a good one from Taylor. Sauke down swinging. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Zane Taylor, and it is the first out recorded by the Seahawks right-hander. First pitch swinging, and Kyle Teal rockets one the opposite way on a line into left field. He's got a base hit. And the beat goes on for Virginia, attacking the first pitch he sees from Zane Taylor. Well, Taylor starting to make a trend out of starting opposing hitters with something over the outer part of the plate. Teal went up as if expecting as much, and not waiting around, lines it into left field. Third hit already for Virginia today. And now Ethan Anderson. How about for Kyle Teal? That is his 7th hit of the season. He's 7 for 10 to start the year. Tops on the club, and now Anderson with 5 hits in 8 at-bats on the year. 3 of Ethan's 5 hits have been doubles. Switch hitter batting left. And the pitch bounces in. 1 ball, no strikes. To the second year out of Cox High School, Ethan Anderson. .302 hitter a season ago. And he bats with Teal aboard at first and 1 away. Still just underway, top of the first, and 3-0 Virginia already. Breaking ball, catches the knees for a strike. And it's even up at 1-1. Anderson, a couple of RBIs so far on the weekend. That surprise home opener on Friday and yesterday's win over Ohio. The 1-1. Swing and a ball lifted out towards left field, slicing towards the corner. Long run for John Newton into foul ground. He's not going to get to it. Lands on a hop and then bounces away from him. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ethan Anderson. Very light breeze moving the flags beyond the left center field wall. Again, overcast skies. That has been the case all morning long, now into the afternoon. Here in Wilmington, North Carolina. 1-2 pitch now from Zane Taylor. Runner goes from first. Pitch swung on and missed. Throw down to second base is not in time. So Anderson is down on strikes, but Kyle Teal picks up the stolen base, his first stolen base of the season, after having 3 of them a year ago. So not all of that result is now Virginia has a man in scoring position with 2 outs. Travis Reefsnyder, who gets his first start of the season and first start as a Wahoo. He's the designated hitter today, the JMU grad transfer. Left-handed batter with an opportunity with 2 outs here in the first inning. With a man in scoring position, Kyle Teal will break with contact. Taylor looks that direction, now deals. Reefsnyder attacking the first pitch, lines it foul. And the count 0-1. Reefsnyder, who hit .303 last year at JMU. 13 homers and 37 RBIs. Now his first go-round member of an ACC club. One of 2 Division I transfers in the batting order today, along with Ethan O'Donnell. The 0-1. Swinging a hard hit ball up the middle, but right there is the shortstop, Evans. He throws on to first. It goes 6-3 on the putout, and the side is retired. But not before. Jake Geloff and his 3-run homer have given Virginia the early lead. After 1/2 inning of play in Wilmington, our score Virginia 3, UNCW 0, and our first look at Jack O'Connor for Virginia when we come back.
Reserve the private banquet and meeting space, the room at Johnny Boots. Go Seahawks.
Now he was the prize pitching prospect of this recruiting class, and now our first look at Jack O'Connor for UVA. The first-year righty out of Arlington and Bishop O'Connell High School. 6'5", 235-pound righty completes his warm-up tosses. And the lineup he'll face for UNC Wilmington today. Brock Wills, the second baseman, leads off with Ron Evans, the designated hitter, batting second. Trevor Marsh hits third. He's in center field with Alec DiMartino, the right fielder, batting cleanup. Hitting fifth at first base is Tanner Thatch. John Newton, the left fielder, hits sixth. Batting in the seventh spot is the third baseman, Jack Guerrero, with Brian Arndt, the catcher, hitting eighth, and Aiden Evans, the shortstop, bats ninth to round out the UNCW order. Again, off to a 2-0 start under fourth-year head coach Randy Hood. Left-hand hitting Wills to lead it off, and O'Connor's first pitch misses up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, the top third goes Wills, Evans, Marsh. Middle third, DiMartino, Thatch, Newton. And the bottom third, Guerrero, Arndt, and Evans. For the Seahawks, 1-0 pitch, and that's off the plate away. And quickly, 2 balls and no strikes. O'Connor, again, 6'5", 235. Great arm that'll sit in the low 90s with a fastball, but he's up high there, and it's quickly 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 Virginia already, thanks to the 3-run homer from Jake Geloff. And O'Connor's 3-0 pitch now. And just missed. Wills stayed put for an extra beat to see if home plate umpire Richard Riley was going to call it a strike, but not the case. So a leadoff walk and a quick visit from Kyle Teal to try and rein O'Connor in. Well, they love his presence, and sort of like talked about yesterday with Bradley Hodges, coaching staff will tell you that very little can faze this young man, poised beyond his years. And O'Connor misses, I guess, a little wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Sort of like the ball 4 and the first pitch there. It was a bit of an in-between receipt of the pitch by the catcher Teal. As the pitch running into the hands of Ron Evans is fouled off, and it's 1-1. You almost wonder if the movement from Teal, I mean, I don't want to call it a full-on cross-up, but something looked off between O'Connor and Teal on the first pitch that looked like it might have caught the zone, but because of the movement, did not appear to be in the zone. 1-1 pitch is swung through and missed, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Ron Evans. Redshirt junior designated hitter for UNCW. Big right-handed batter, and he hits with Wills at first, and nobody out in the bottom half of the first inning. Righty against righty. O'Connor from the belt spins and checks over to first base. Evans off to a 2-for-6 start to the season. An RBI. He's also walked a couple of times and has scored 4 runs. O'Connor again out of the stretch, deals. 1-2, lifted foul. Backing out of play off to the right side. So another 1-2 pitch to come. Jack O'Connor, the reigning WCAC Player of the Year as a senior last year at Bishop O'Connell, the Knights up in Northern Virginia. And a first-team All-Metro selection by the Washington Post. That's some heady company. 1-2, lifted towards right field. Sauke in towards the line and crossing into foul territory now makes the catch. And Evans is retired for out number 1. And back to first goes Wills. Now Trevor Marsh will be the batter for the Seahawks. Another left-handed batter. Outside of the 8-9 spots, they are alternating everywhere left-right throughout the order. The lineup constructed by Randy Hood. Marsh, a left-hand bat. Takes a little bit off the outside corner, 1-0. O'Connor, again, I mentioned the prize of the class, certainly from a pitching standpoint. was rated as the #1 right-handed pitcher in Virginia, the #2 overall recruit in the state by Perfect Game. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. A little tardy was Marsh, and it's 1-1. To put it in a national context, he was rated as the #15 right-handed pitching recruit nationally, and also the #58 overall recruit in the nation. 1-1 pitch, and missed outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Trevor Marsh, left-handed hitter, off to a 4-for-9 start, and a big start at that. He's got a homer, a double, and a triple. He's actually hit for the season cycle so far with 4 hits, 1 of each variety. Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Runner bluffed to go, and Teal actually throws through. O'Farrell cuts in front of second to cut it off. Again on the swing and miss from Marsh. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. O'Connor just powering up with a fastball and blowing it by the swing and miss of the left-hand hitter. Now the 2-2 pitch from O'Connor. And he missed wide. That'll run the count full to 3-2. Virginia 3, UNCW nothing, thanks to the 3-run homer from Jake Yeloff in the top half of the inning that scored both O'Farrell and O'Donnell in front of him. Runner at first with 1 out, the 3-2. Swinging a line drive back up the middle and through for a base hit. Ball down in the zone. Marsh went down to get it, lines it into center field. So now first and second for the Seahawks with just the 1 out. And see if O'Connor can bounce back now, as the redshirt freshman DiMartino, cleanup hitter, settles in for the Seahawks. So Wills at second, Marsh at first. And the pitch. Fastball hits the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. DiMartino off to a 3-for-4 start. Couple of RBIs. Righty against righty here to the redshirt freshman from Raleigh. O'Connor misses outside with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. A true 4-pitch guy, O'Connor. Mentioned a good fastball that'll sit in the low 90s. 2 varieties of breaking balls. That time the slider that missed outside. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. And he'll mix in a changeup as well. We've already seen a number of the first years make their debuts. Obviously O'Connor right now. Saw Bradley Hodges and Evan Blanco yesterday. Both were impressive on the mound. And of course we've seen a number of the transfer players make their debuts on the mound. Breaking ball outside to even the count at 2-2 to DiMartino, right-hand hitter and the right fielder for UNCW. On Friday, it was all transfer players on the mound, Edgington, Early, and Hungate. And then yesterday, Nick Parker making the start. 2-2 is lifted towards right field. Sauke over towards the line again and into foul territory. Crosses onto that track to make the catch. Tagging at second and heading to third goes Wills. So he is over to third base, albeit now with 2 outs in the inning. So O'Connor is 1 big pitch away from getting out of this inning, but he's got to contend with Tanner Thatch. And Thatch is off to an incredible start to the season. 4 for 7 with a home run and 6 RBIs through 2 games for UNC Wilmington. Talk about O'Connor as the prize of Virginia's recruiting class. Same can easily be said about Thatch for UNC Wilmington. Pitch misses inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Freshman from Belvedere, North Carolina, was an 18th round draft choice by the Giants out of Perquimans County High School. He was the state player of the year. Takes a strike and it's 1-1. And again, already 6 RBIs through 2 games. 6'4" left-handed batter. Slightly open stance, upright stance from the left side. And a low throw dug out by the first baseman Anderson. His stance actually, if you look at North Carolina's batting order year over year, always comment on how they have that form stance that they seemingly make every hitter adopt, upright and slightly open. That's exactly what Thatch looks like. Swings and chops it over to first, handled by Anderson, but a foul ball. And it's 1-2. Florida State instills the wide open and crouch stance. North Carolina, the upright open stance, fading a little bit in recent years. Players out of high school come in more formed than ever in their approach. 1-2 breaking ball, strike 3 called. O'Connor drops in a beauty. Thatch is frozen and the inning is over. What a time for Jack O'Connor's first strikeout as a Wahoo. He will strand runners at first and third. And at the end of now 1 complete inning of play from Brooks Field, our score Virginia 3, UNC Wilmington 0. A 3-0 Wahoo lead after 1 inning of play from Wilmington, North Carolina, wrapping up the Hughes Brothers Challenge today. As the 6th and final game of this tournament, 5 of the 6 which have been played here at this field. The other one, of course, played back home in Charlottesville as Virginia opened up this tournament with a win over Navy. Harrison Didowick to lead things off for Virginia. It's Didowick, Rubin, and O'Farrell, 8-9-1 in the lineup. To face the right-hander Zane Taylor back out for his 2nd inning of work. Virginia made him throw 29 pitches in the 1st inning. Next one to Didowick, cut on and missed. Looked to be a little bit out in front of an off-speed pitch there, and it's 0-2. Earlier today, in the final game for Ohio and Navy, it was all Bobcats, a 27-9 win. Next one down. Didowick lays off, and the count 1-2 to the left-hand hitting left fielder for Virginia. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Changeup floats outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Didowick. Former Western Branch Bruin, was a first-team All-Tidewater selection last year. Crouch stance from the left side as the righty Taylor deals. 2-2 looped foul off into the section and actually clears it back and out of play. Section behind Virginia's dugout littered with orange and blue. Taylor again kicks and delivers. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tried that changeup again, that one a little bit closer to the zone, but still missing. And the count full at 3-2. Yeah, now the payoff to Didowick. That's outside, ball 4. Heck of a job from Didowick after falling behind in the count to eventually work the walk, and the second inning actually starts the same way the first did. Virginia gets the leadoff man aboard via the walk, and now Justin Rubin will be the batter. 27-9, the final from earlier today, as Ohio, who had been 0-2 coming into that game, taking out some anger. Check over to first base. Diving back in goes the base runner Didowick. 27 runs on 20 hits. A sloppy game that saw a combined 7 errors between Navy and Ohio. Righty against righty, the pitch to Rubin. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes it down and in for ball 1. Rubin, who laid down 3 sacrifice bunts last season for Virginia. A season in which he hit .333 for the Hoos. Started on Friday and back in the lineup today. Henry Godbout got the start yesterday. First year manning second base in the middle game of this weekend. 1-0 pitch. And a good bunt pulled up the third base line. That'll get the job done. Guerrero double clutch and got it there just in time for the out. Guerrero, freshman who again was a surprise to start at third base today. His first real test defensively as a freshman, and he actually, notwithstanding the double clutch, I mean, to recover and make an accurate throw, that's a pretty good play, charging to field that bunt. So 5-3 on the putout. Rubin has his first sacrifice bunt of the year, and Virginia has a man into scoring position with 1 out for the top of the order in Griff O'Farrell. O'Farrell, who walked his first time up today. Right-hand hitter takes a breaking ball down, and it's 1-0. Zane Taylor, the righty from Pro 5 Academy, the Fighters, where he was a 3-year starter. Righty from the belt, looks back at Harrison Didowick at second, and now to the plate. And there's a called strike to even the count at 1-1. Taylor actually born in Virginia, was born in Fredericksburg. But played his high school ball here in North Carolina. See if O'Farrell can cash in. Griff with 5 hits already this season and 3 RBIs. Runner at second, 1 out. And he loops a breaking pitch to the right side. First baseman crossing into foul territory. That's Thatch to make a 2-handed grab. And that is the second out of the inning, to now get Ethan O'Donnell to the plate for Virginia.
Center fielder number 2, Ethan O'Donnell.
So left-hand hitter for Virginia to try and cash in. 3-0 Hoos here in the second, and a man at second with 2 outs. Taylor, again, who played at Pro 5 Academy, one of those athletically focused schools. Mentioned Combine Academy, another one in the state where UNCW has recruited heavily from. O'Donnell rips one to left field on a line, but that is right at the left fielder, Newton. And that is out number 3. So O'Donnell put a great swing on it, but nothing to show for it, and Virginia will leave a man at second base. So we are now through 1.5 innings of play from Brooks Field. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Our score, Virginia 3, UNC Wilmington 0.
6, the left fielder, number 19, John Newton.
Jack O'Connor returns to the hill for Virginia, and the first-year right-hander to face the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the UNCW lineup. John Newton, Jack Guerrero, and Brian Arndt. And a swing and a miss to the first pitch slider. And the count 0-1. For O'Connor, it was a 24-pitch first inning, but he was able to keep the Seahawks off the scoreboard, most importantly, as he deals a called strike. And the 0-2 now from O'Connor. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 makes quick work of Newton, who is set down for out number 1. O'Connor got his first strikeout of the season to end the first and opens up the second with a strikeout of the swinging variety. As now Jack Guerrero will be the batter. Left-hand hitter swings and fouls the pitch back, and it's 0-1. Guerrero again, freshman, slotted in at third base. A late maneuver as he swings and lifts it foul down the left field line, slicing towards Virginia's bullpen, and foul. Ends up closer to the party deck area than it does to the bullpen. Either way, the count 0-2. Guerrero, just one prior plate appearance this season, and he walked. And the pitch swung on again, fouled to the left side, slicing and out of play once again. Fan makes a nice catch down there. And we'll do it again, 0-2. 1 out, base is empty. Virginia leads 3-0 in the bottom half of the second inning. Light banks on from Brooks Field under the overcast skies. The 0-2. Breaking ball. Strike 3 called. Guerrero frozen and make it 3 strikeouts in a row now for young Jack O'Connor.
Catcher, number 12, Brian Arndt.
So 2 outs, base is empty for Brian Arndt. Right-hand hitting catcher out of the 8th spot in the lineup. And O'Connor misses upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Thanks to the UNCW folks, was told that O'Connor was sitting in the 92, 93 range with a fastball and touched 94 in the first. Unsurprisingly, again, that was what he had been in the preseason, and scouting report true to form. Pitch swung on and missed to even the count at 1-1. Backed up by that good mid-80s slider. And he has recorded 3 strikeouts in a row now. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted foul right side and out of play. Into the last row of the bleacher seats. Chairback seats between the dugouts. And then extended bleacher sections on either side of those sections directly behind each dugout. The 1-2 is a little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Virginia occupying the third base dugout as the visitors, and UNC Wilmington across the way looking on from off of the first base line. Here comes the 2-2 pitch now from Jack O'Connor. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4 in a row now for the first year O'Connor. He strikes out the side here in the second as Brian Arndt the latest victim. We played 2 complete. See if that will settle O'Connor in quite nicely as we play 2 complete, and it's still 3-0 Virginia from Wilmington, North Carolina. Well, the man responsible for Virginia's 3 runs so far, striding to the plate now, Jake Geloff, who launched his second home run of the season back in the first inning. It was a 3-run shot off the batter's eye above the center field wall. Geloff, Sauke, and Teal, the heart of the order, to face UNCW's Zane Taylor. Sophomore kicks, deals, and a breaking ball lifted towards center. This time playable for Marsh, coming in on it and makes a one-handed grab. And there's quickly one away. Now Casey Sauke will be the batter. Taylor again, 11 starts last season as a freshman in his 13 appearances. 60 1/3 innings as a true freshman. And he now faces Sauke, right-hand hitter. Takes a breaking ball strike. Again, really filled up the strike zone. Scouting report says 3-pitch mix and really a strike thrower, and the numbers would bear that out. Walking only 11 last year over 60 1/3 innings. Pitch down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Usually will sit right around 90, maybe 91 with the fastball, but just pounds the zone. The 1-1 pitch now to Sauke. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Was not overly highly touted coming out of high school. I mean, he was the 23rd ranked right-handed pitcher in North Carolina, 65th overall recruit in the state. Those rankings according to Perfect Game. The 2-1 pitch now. Swing and a miss. Slider evens up the count at 2-2, but certainly impressed, even if only once he got here for fall camp in the preseason, because again, he was put to use immediately and all throughout the 2022 season. Sauke swings, taps one past the pitcher. Going to be a tough play for Guerrero, and he'll have no throw. Once it got past Taylor, that ball ticketed for an infield single, and that's the case for Casey Sauke. And almost looked like some indecision for whatever reason from Zane Taylor. Some hesitation as to whether to go for it, or maybe from his angle he could tell better than I could from behind home plate that clearly off the bat he had no chance to make the play. But because it looked as though initially he might have a play on it, I think Guerrero was a little late in getting to it, combined with the fact that it was going to be a really tough play for Guerrero to get to and throw across the diamond anyway from where he was playing back of third. 1 ball, no strikes to Kyle Teal, who singled his first time up, also stole a base. Now the 1-0. Swing and a ball smacked to second on one easy hop for the second baseman. Wills to second for 1. Throw to first will pull the first baseman Thatch off the bag. And so Teal reaches on a fielder's choice thanks to a high throw from the shortstop Evans. Worth noting that UNC Wilmington is without their everyday shortstop Tabor Mongero today. Grad student shortstop is about as shorthanded of a shortstop as you'll find, and maybe in some small way that factoring in there as Teal reaches to extend the inning. Anderson swing and a miss at a first pitch changeup, and the count 0-1. That changeup fading away from the left-handed swing of Anderson. Runner at first with 2 outs. And the right-hander Taylor, long hold from the belt. The pitch. Swing and a ball popped up left side. That'll slice foul and out of play. And quickly 0-2 on Anderson, a strikeout victim his first time up. Mongero, their regular shortstop, preseason all-conference selection, and a first-team all-conference selection last year. And again, known as much for his defensive prowess as he is for his bat. And I mean, he swings a good bat. Great numbers offensively last year. The 0-2. Anderson loops one left side. Might be playable for Guerrero over towards the dugout and up against the fence. He does indeed have room to make the catch. Leaning over that padded railing of the Virginia dugout. That'll retire the side. Virginia leaves a man at first, and now at the end of 2.5 innings of play, our score remains Virginia 3, UNCW nothing.
The shortstop, number 7, Aiden Evans.
We'll see if Jack O'Connor can keep it rolling as we head to the home half of the third. O'Connor has struck out 4 consecutive UNC Wilmington batters and will now face the 9-1-2 hitters in their lineup. Aiden Evans, Brock Wills, and Ron Evans. And the first pitch to Aiden Evans in there for a strike. And the count 0-1. Evans, freshman, starting at the shortstop position. Freshman from Cornelius, North Carolina, out of Huff High School. Pitch down and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Huff High School in Charlotte. 1-1 pitch now from O'Connor. Swing and a ball lined foul, right side and out of play onto that practice field, which runs along the right field side of the ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Evans. 1 for 5 to start the year with a run batted in. And O'Connor's 1-2 pitch now. Lined but foul off the facing of the UNCW dugout. Deflects out into right field where Salke tracks it down, flips it over to the UNCW bullpen. And Jack O'Connor gets a new baseball from Richard Riley, the home plate umpire. Richard Riley calls the balls and strikes. Wilson Rayner, the first base umpire. Nick Mull is the second base umpire. And Brian DeBrouwer is down the third base line. 1-2 pitch now from Jack O'Connor. And Evans is down on strikes. Oh, they'll say... They say an illegal pitch on O'Connor, and it's going to be switched from a strike to a ball, and the count 2-2. We saw this called twice yesterday on an Ohio pitcher, and now the umpire is going out to explain to O'Connor what he does as an illegal pitch. And O'Connor, you know, here's the thing about it. O'Connor has a rhythm with his feet, which he rocks an extra 1, sometimes even 2 times before kicking the leg. And he has done that over the course of the entire game. So what was different about that one, I couldn't tell you, as the pitch swung on and fouled away, and it's 2-2. But he had a discussion with the umpires, and it certainly looked as though he was not satisfied by the explanation he received. I mean, again, for a guy that does that habitually, he would know better than the umpires to make sure that he has it cleared before every start. in that it is at least a little bit unorthodox as the pitch misses up and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But you just hope that it doesn't rattle him in any way to be thinking about that instead of the job to be done. Rocks again and deals, and that's ball 4. So, again, a strikeout taken away from him turns into a walk.
16, Brock Wills.
And that'll get it back at the top of the order, and Brock Wills. Wills, who walked his first time up. Left-hand hitter foul tips it into the glove of Teal, and it's 0-1. O'Connor spins and flips over to first, and diving back in goes Evans. Evans already with a stolen base on the season. Wills again, 3 hits in 10 at-bats on the year. Watches the next one wide to even the count at a ball and a strike. Wills, another true freshman in the starting lineup, and they talk about him as the shortstop of the future possibly for UNC Wilmington. Starting at second base again today, as he has done all weekend for the Seahawks. Freshman out of Holly Springs High School here in North Carolina, the Golden Hawks, where he was an all-state selection last year. O'Connor again flips over to first. They've got him picked off. Some sweet justice there as Evans picked off. And that is the first out of the inning. Leaning just a hair towards second. And quick feet from O'Connor to pick him off. So 1-1 pitch now is swung on and lifted out towards left center field and well tagged. Didowick racing back, and he reaches up, makes the catch and slams into the fence. A fine running catch by the first-year Harrison Didowick to take away potential extra bases from Brock Wills. That ball was well tagged and seemingly well placed by Wills as well, but too much speed from Didowick. We talk a lot about his athleticism, and it was on display there in racing that ball down. So 2 outs, base is empty. Ron Evans the batter, and he takes it down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. And a slider down and away. 2 balls, no strikes to Evans. Evans flied to right field his first time up. Ron Evans, another one of those guys out of Pro 5 Academy, the Fighters. As a hitter's count to him, and the pitch from O'Connor is a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Evans, a .215 hitter last season, starting 36 games. Had a homer and 17 RBIs. Fastball wide, 3-1. But then spent the summer with the Asheboro Zookeepers of the Coastal Plain League. And over 35 games, hit .264 with a couple of home runs. 3-1 pitch now from O'Connor. Swing and a ball lifted towards right field. Back from second, Rubin in from right. It's going to be Sauke to take charge. He'll make the catch, and the inning is over. So at the end of it all, O'Connor will face the minimum 3 batters in this 3rd inning. And a third of the way through this one, still 3-0 Hoos. We go to the 4th from Wilmington, North Carolina. This is Cavalier Baseball and the opening weekend of the 2023 season. We're back in a moment.
Baseball bingo is concluded. Thank you for playing with us this evening.
Three-inning totals for this one as Travis Reefsnyder set to lead things off for Virginia. It'll be the bottom third of the order against the right-hander Zane Taylor. For Virginia, the visitors today against UNCW, it's been 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and the Cavaliers have left 3 runners on base, 2 of which have been left in scoring position. For UNCW, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base, 1 of them left in scoring position. Reefsnyder swinging, fouls the first pitch back, and it's 0-1. Richmond native and JMU transfer grounded out his first time up. Left-handed hitter gets his first start as a Who, as the designated hitter. Out of the 7th spot in the order. The 0-1 misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again for Virginia, 3-4-0, and for UNCW, 0-1-0. The 1-1. And he missed inside with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Reefsnyder, Didowick, and Rubin for Virginia. Next one from Taylor. And Reefsnyder pulls the hands in on a fastball that jammed him up. Fouls it away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reefsnyder out of collegiate in Richmond, where he was actually a standout in both football and baseball. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, lined out towards left field, but right at the left fielder. Newton comes in, then retraces his steps to make the catch. And Reefsnyder is retired for out number 1.
Left fielder number 34, Harrison Didowick.
Now Didowick for Virginia. He walked his first time up. Didowick made a fantastic running catch last half inning out in left field to rob Brock Wills of what would have been extra bases. Pitch misses down to start him. 1 ball, no strikes. And the right-hander Taylor kicks, deals. Backdoor breaking ball, grounded out towards short, juggled by Evans. Picks it up quickly, but then throws it away down the first base line. And it's going to be interference, I believe, on the first baseman as Didowick tried to turn and go to second. He was almost lifted up off the ground by Thatch. And that collision results in Didowick ending up at second base.
Second baseman number 12, Justin Rubin.
So an E6 and a 2-base error at that on the shortstop, Aiden Evans. Now Rubin takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Taylor just throwing his 61st pitch of the game. And the pitch. Breaking ball a little bit wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a left-hander down in the UNC bullpen, not throwing, but standing on the bullpen mound and watching the game action in front of us. Rubin laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Runner at second, 1 out here. Breaking ball lined up the middle. That's through for a base hit. Didowick getting the wave around third. He heads to the plate. Here comes the throw. It comes through. It is not in time. Didewick slides in safely under the tag of the catcher, Brian Arndt, and Virginia has a 4-0 lead. I'll have a great look at it from up here. There is no video review available today, so this is going to stand regardless, but Didewick clearly getting in ahead of the tag. And an RBI single for Justin Rubin to bring home Didewick. A nice throw from Marsh in center field, but it was, again, certainly not in time, despite the best efforts from UNC Wilmington center fielder. A strong throw and an accurate one at that. So the top of the order in Griff O'Farrell now. And the error does come back to haunt for the Seahawks. Check on the runner at first, and diving back in goes Rubin. Still only one out in the inning, and now 4-0 Hoos. And the pitch. O'Farrell takes a called strike at the knees, inner part of the plate. No balls, 1 strike to count. Again, not that in any way you'd expect this to be the case for this opening weekend start, but Taylor did go as many as 7 innings a couple of times last season for UNC Wilmington. Pitch a called strike. So now no balls, 2 strikes to count on Griff O'Farrell. Breaking ball rolled out towards short, might be 2. Evans flips to second, there's 1. Back to first. Ooh, in time, wow. So again, no video review available today. That was a missed call at first by Wilson Rayner. And Virginia wanting to protest, but there's nothing to do. Brian O'Connor has given Wilson Rayner all he can hear. That was just a blown call, but the inning will end on the double play instead. I mean, that was not even close. It goes 6-4-3 to retire the side. Virginia will settle for the 1 run in the inning, and now at the end of 3.5 innings of play, it's Virginia 4, UNC Wilmington nothing. So we go to the bottom of the 4th at Brooks Field. As we go to the 4th, it'll be a tough test for Jack O'Connor here in the inning as the Cavalier right-hander to face the heart of the lineup for UNC Wilmington. Trevor Marsh, Alec DiMartino, and Tanner Thatch. 3-4-5 set to come to the plate. See how the first year responds as he deals a called strike. And it's 0-1 to Marsh. The junior center fielder singled his first time up. Left-hand batter awaits the 0-1 from O'Connor and watches strike 2 call. Virginia 4, UNCW nothing. Cavaliers with 3 in the first on Jake Geloff's home run. Tacked on a run last half inning on the RBI single from Justin Rubin. Now O'Connor back into the windup, the 0-2. Swing and a foul tip caught by Teal. And Jack O'Connor back up to his old tricks. He's got strikeout number 5 in the ball game today. And And there's one away here in the fourth. That'll bring Alec DiMartino to the plate for UNC Wilmington. Righty against righty now. And that one to the backstop. Teal leaping up to try and grab it, but could not. Skimmed off the top of his glove. And back to the backstop. Right-hander again kicks, deals, and he misses upstairs once again. And Kyle Teal will go have another chat with the first-year righty. Well, for O'Connor today, that was pitch number 57 in the ball game, and there's some early stretching ongoing in the Virginia bullpen now. Home plate umpire Richard Riley out to break up the visit. Look at the ACC action today, and a lot of finals already from around the league. Obviously, a little bit unusual to have a 3 o'clock start on a Sunday, but part of the tournament, obviously why. Pitch upstairs, and it's 3-0 now to DiMartino. Wake Forest, an 18-3 win over Youngstown State. Equally easy for Clemson over Binghamton today, 19-1. 3-1 fastball in there for a strike. Florida State 17, JMU 10 in a slugfest from Tallahassee. 3-1 count now for DiMartino, and the pitch is a little bit low. And so DiMartino will walk. And now Tanner Thatch again. And a pitch up and out of the zone. Well, for Miami, a team in the ACC picked amongst the favorites. I mean, picked to win the Coastal, and also one of the favorites to potentially win the league outright. Pitch a called strike to Thatch. It's been an interesting weekend for the Hurricanes in hosting Penn State. They split the first 2 games at the Canes and the Nittany Lions. 1-1 pitch and a check over to first base. And how about today, going into the bottom of the 9th? Penn State were leading Miami by a 2-1 score. The Canes get a 2-run homer from C.J. Kafis to win it in come-from-behind fashion and eke out a series win over Penn State. Two balls and a strike to Thatch. Runner at first and 1 out. 4-0 Hoos here in Wilmington, and the pitch fouled back and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maine has taken the weekend from Pitt 8-5. The Black Bears winners over the Panthers. 2-2 pitch. Check swing and a ball in the dirt. Did he go? No swing, says third base umpire Brian DeBrouwer. And the count is full at 3-2. 6th-ranked Wake Forest, a 10-1 win over Illinois today in Winston-Salem. North Carolina, a 4-2 win over Seton Hall as the Tar Heels take 2 out of 3 in that series. The payoff pitch now to left-hand hitting Tanner Thatch. Swung on and missed. Runner going. Throw to second base is in time for the strike him out, throw him out, double play. That will retire the side. A strike from O'Connor to set down Thatch and a strike from Teal to nab DiMartino trying to steal second base. That is strikeout number 6 for Jack O'Connor. And we have now played 4 complete innings from Brooks Field. As we head to the 5th, our score remains Virginia 4, UNC Wilmington 0. As the grounds crew makes their way off the field, Brooks Field getting some tending to between innings. And we move along to the top of the 5th now from Wilmington, North Carolina. The Hughes Brothers Challenge wrapping up this afternoon. Final game between the two teams entering at 2-0, Virginia and UNCW. Ethan O'Donnell takes a called strike to start the top of the 5th, and it's 0-1 to the Cavalier center fielder. O'Donnell, Geloff, and Sauke for Virginia. 2-3-4 against the right-hander Zane Taylor, who remains on for the Seahawks. Breaking ball misses down and in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. A left-hander throwing in the UNCW bullpen as the inning gets underway. And the 69th pitch of the game from the right-hander Taylor is in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Sophomore righty ahead of O'Donnell, and now his pitch is down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the next one to O'Donnell. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not, says Brian DeBrouwer down the third base line. So that'll run it full on O'Donnell. 3 balls and 2 strikes. O'Donnell 1 for 2 in the game. He singled and scored back in the first. Brought home by Jake Geloff's 3-run homer. Payoff pitch is strike 3 call. O'Donnell just about to toss the bat, but rung up by Richard Riley. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the game for the right-hander Zane Taylor. Well, now Jake Geloff responsible for 3 of Virginia's 4 runs today. We'll dig in for Virginia. Righty against righty. And the pitch. Popped up, foul back and out of play. And the count 0-1. The lefty throwing appears to be Case Stroop for UNC Wilmington. And the 0-1. Breaking ball high. Well, UNC Wilmington originally scheduled to play 4 games over the course of the weekend. 1 was canceled. The 1-1. That's in there for a called strike, 1-2. Due in sort of a roundabout way to weather, because their opening game on Friday started later than scheduled. They decided to cancel the game that was supposed to be played the following morning. 1-2 pitch, and he pops him up. Shallow right field. Back from second, Wills. In from right, DiMartino to make a one-handed catch. And that is out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down to start this 5th inning. And Stroop, the man who is throwing in the bullpen now, was the other guy that had been scheduled to start a game for UNC Wilmington had they indeed played 4 games over the course of the weekend. Zane Taylor, meanwhile, continuing on and dealing a called strike to Sauke, 0-1. Mentioned before, Taylor had gone as many as 7 innings last season in his freshman campaign as Sauke skies 1-2 center field, but playable for Marsh. He is under it, and a quick 1-2-3 fifth inning for the right-hander Zane Taylor. Really his best inning of work so far this afternoon, as on just 12 pitches he sets down the Hoos in order. At the end of 4.5 innings of play, we are halfway home. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Our score remains Virginia 4, UNC Wilmington 0. Well, it has been an offensive outpouring so far this weekend for Virginia. 24 runs on 20 hits on Friday against Navy. 8 runs on 19 hits yesterday against Ohio. Today, a little bit quieter. However, Virginia still in front by a 4-0 score, thanks in large part to Jack O'Connor, who is back to the mound now for his 5th inning of work. O'Connor has struck out 6 UNCW batters and deals a called strike to John Newton. It's Newton, then Guerrero, and Arndt for the Seahawks. As O'Connor deals, and lifted foul right side, slicing, that'll get out of play. Anderson gives it a look, but it's off into the back rows of seats. So O'Connor quickly ahead of Newton, no balls and 2 strikes. He got Newton swinging back in the 2nd inning. The second of what was ultimately 4 consecutive strikeouts for O'Connor. Now the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball and a late swing and a miss from Newton. He got him again, and that is number 7 now for Jack O'Connor this afternoon. So 1 out, base is empty.
Jack Guerrero.
And Guerrero, who was called out on strikes his first time up. And an off-speed pitch missing upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, O'Connor, his Cavalier debut today, just threw his 70th pitch, and you never expect pitchers to go too far beyond the 80-pitch mark on opening weekend as the pitch fouled back, and it's 1-1. And particularly keen on that number when it's a first-year player, as is the case with O'Connor. And there is activity behind him in the bullpen. Jake Berry has been throwing, stretching out last inning, and now on the bullpen mound this inning. As the next one down, 2 balls and a strike. And again, for UNCW, Case Stroop continues to throw in their bullpen. The 2-1 pitch now. And Guerrero skies it towards left field. Didowick ranging towards the line and tucked right up against the chalk. He will make the catch in fair territory for out number 2. Really hugged the line with his feet as if a wide receiver trying to stay in bounds. And that is out number 2 here in the 5th. And we'll get Brian Arndt to the plate now for the Seahawks. So O'Connor 4 2/3 so far, just 1 hit, no runs, 7 strikeouts. Swing and a miss at a first pitch slider, and Arndt behind 0-1. Brian Arndt, the sophomore catcher, one of 2 Arndt brothers on this Seahawks roster. His older brother Jason is an infielder and a redshirt junior on the club. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. O'Connor kicks, deals. Little check swing tapper foul to extend the at-bat. One of 2 sets of brothers on the roster. Cody and Cole Benton, pair of pitchers also for the Seahawks. Again, the 0-2 pitch from O'Connor is, just missed. Thought he'd run that over the inside edge, not the case, and 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Arndt. And O'Connor stretches the glove over his head with 2 outs and the base is empty. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Elevated a fastball. And Arndt lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Virginia 4, UNC Wilmington 0. 3 in the first for Virginia and 1 in the 4th. Now the 2-2 pitch. And grounded towards short, ranging is O'Farrell to field. Taps the glove, flips on to first. Inning over. 1, 2, 3 go the Seahawks, and O'Connor has faced the minimum 3 batters now in every inning except for the first. And we have played 5 complete at Brooks Field. We go to the 6th after 5 complete. Virginia 4, UNC Wilmington 0. UNC Wilmington will dip into the bullpen as we head to the 6th, and as expected, Case Stroop is the left-hander who takes over. The day is done for Zane Taylor, sophomore righty in his season debut. 5 innings, 4 runs, only 3 of which were earned on 5 hits. And he will make way for the 6'5", 220-pound lefty from Apex, North Carolina, Case Stroop. Kyle Teal to lead it off, swings and taps the first pitch foul. And the count 0-1. It's Teal, Anderson, and Reef Snyder scheduled to bat. And I say scheduled because with the lefty now on and the DH spot with Reef Snyder due up, there's a chance we'd see a right-hander, maybe a Tuft, come off the bench to bat in Reef Snyder's spot in the order. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball towards short. Evans back to field, drops it, picks it back up, fires to first, and not in time. So Teal is aboard safely on the E6. And again, UNC Wilmington missing their regular shortstop, Tabor Mongero, in the worst of ways. And the second error charged to Aiden Evans today will put the leadoff man aboard for Virginia. Ethan Anderson now. And he swings and taps it foul. Switch hitter now batting from the right side against the lefty Stroop. And as expected, there is a right-handed bat in the on-deck circle. Henry Godbout would seemingly be the guy to play the matchup and bat from the right side against Stroop. First things first, the 0-1 to Anderson. Grounded foul towards Coach Kirby and under his outstretched hand towards the bullpen area. Quickly 0-2 on Ethan Anderson. Teal aboard at first with nobody out as Virginia leads UNCW 4-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Left-hander to the set at the belt, and the pitch came in and hit him in the front leg, and that'll put runners at first and second with nobody out. And now, as Godbout will pinch hit, you almost wonder, is he going to be asked to lay a bunt down? If so, we'll see how the first year can handle the bat in that respect. So pinch hitting here in the top of the 6th. And Godbout, who got the start yesterday at second base. Godbout 4 for his first 7 to start the year, and one of those 4 an extra base hit. He's got an RBI as well. He squares and pushes it third base side. A good bunt. Third baseman Guerrero Fields throws to first, and a successful sacrifice for Henry Godbout. So he does his job and advances the runners. Teal over to third, Anderson up to second. And Godbout does the job. So now Harrison Didowick, the infield's going to come in all the way around for the Seahawks. Guerrero, Evans, Wills, and Thatch, third to first. All standing where the dirt meets the grass, except for Wills, who was actually in on the grass, but now told to retreat a couple of steps. Against the left-hand hitting Didowick. Swing and a miss. A little bit tardy there on the pitch from Stroop. Stroop, who will sit in the low 90s with a fastball and the low 80s with his slider. Out of Apex Friendship High School and a JUCO transfer from Brunswick Community College. The 0-1 now from Stroop. Tapped foul. Last year with the Dolphins, primarily a starter was Stroop. He pitched in 16 games, and 15 of those were as a starter. Going 8-3 with a 3.77 ERA. A lot of strikeouts, 83 over 59 2/3 innings, but again at the JUCO level. The 0-2 now to Didowick, lefty against lefty. Runners at second and third. Swinging a chopper towards the second baseman, and that's going to be caught on a retreat by the second baseman. Good play by Wills to get the out at first. However, home to score from third on the play is Kyle Teal, and Virginia has run number 5 across. So Didowick picks up an RBI, bouncing out 4-3. Nice over-the-shoulder play by Wills, going back to record the out. Over to third base on the play goes Anderson. So Virginia still an opportunity for a little more as now Justin Rubin is the batter. 5-0 Hoos, top of the 6th. And a fastball down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Jake Berry has been throwing throughout the inning for Virginia, as he was last half inning. And the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. I would think at 79 pitches, there's a pretty decent chance that Jack O'Connor's day is done, but we'll see, as it is the 9 spot in the order scheduled to start things when we get to the bottom of the 6th. First things first, Justin Rubin looking to add some insurance for Virginia. 2-0 pitch misses way upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. And Taylor, the starter, 5 innings, 78 pitches. O'Connor is at 79 pitches through his 5 innings. The 3-0. And that's in there for a strike. Rubin taking all the way. Top of the order, O'Farrell waits on deck. Hitters count for Justin Rubin with a man at third and 2 outs. Swinging a ball lifted foul right side, and that will slice off into the seats. So full count offering to come from the junior left-hander and JUCO transfer, Case Stroop. Runner at third, 2 outs, and the pitch rolled over towards first. Big easy hop for Tanner Thatch, who will wave off the pitcher. Taken to the bag himself, and the side is retired, but not before Virginia does scratch across another run. At the end of now 5.5 innings of play, our score, Virginia 5, UNC Wilmington 0.
Last year, your lottery raised an average of $2.5 million a day. Your play raises money for education. Those dollars are helping students' dreams come true.
Well, our first look at Jake Berry this season. The now third-year left-hander takes over on the mound for Virginia as the day is done for Jack O'Connor. Talk about an impressive debut. 7 strikeouts over 5 innings for the first year from Northern Virginia, Jack O'Connor. 5 innings, just 1 hit. He did walk 3, but struck out 7. And 79 pitches to get through 5 innings of work today. We go to the bottom of the 6th now. And a pinch hitter for UNC Wilmington. Their regular third baseman, Jack Kroom, is now pinch hitting for Aiden Evans. Redshirt junior from right here in Wilmington. 6'1" left-handed batter Kroom to face the 6'10" southpaw Jake Berry. Lefty deals a little high, and it's 1-0. Kroom out of New Hanover High School, which is about 4 miles from the campus here at UNCW. Truly a hometown kid. The 1-0. And called a strike over the outside corner. 1-1 the count. His high school coach actually at New Hanover, Richard Foy, is a UNCW baseball alum. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball for strike 2 call. The good one from Berry there. So 1-2 the count. 5 runs, 5 hits for Virginia in this game. They lead at 5-0. 1-2 reached for, tap back to the mound. Berry fields and lobs over to first base. In time for out number 1. And that'll flip it back to the top of the order now, and Brock Wills.
Number 16, Brock Wills.
Well, Berry, last season for Virginia, split time between the bullpen and the starters role. He made 20 appearances, 9 of which were starts, going 5-3 with a 4.79 ERA. 56 1/3 innings of work. Berry struck out 69 batters and walked 26. First pitch swinging. That ball popped up towards left field, and Didowick in to make the catch. And the first pitch Wills sees. He is retired. And there are 2 down now. And the bottom of the 6th. So 2 outs, bases empty for Ron Evans. And Berry's pitch, a called strike at the knees, 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. A tandem of Bishop O'Connell Knights for Virginia on the mound in this game between O'Connor and Berry. The 0-2. And a swing and a foul tip caught by Teal to retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Seahawks here in the 6th as Berry makes quick work of Kroom, Wills, and Evans. And now at the end of 6 complete innings of play, our score remains Virginia 5, UNC Wilmington 0. We're back in just a moment. Six-inning totals in this one as we head to the 7th, and the top of the order for Virginia, Griff O'Farrell set to face the left-hander Case Stroop for UNC Wilmington in this 5-0 Virginia lead. For the Hoos, it has been 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors Cavaliers have left 4 runners on base, 3 of which have been left in scoring position. First pitch swinging, O'Farrell bounces it right back to the mound, where Stroop fields between his kneecaps, then trots over and flips to first for out number 1. O'Farrell retired 1-3. 1 pitch, 1 out, and now Ethan O'Donnell for the Who's. For UNCW, no runs on 1 hit, 2 errors. They have left 2 runners on base, 1 of which has been left in scoring position. And now O'Donnell taking a called strike. The 2 errors have been costly for UNC Wilmington. Of the 5 runs Virginia has scored, only 3 have been earned. 0-1 O'Donnell looking to bunt for a hit, but whiffs on the attempt, and it's 0-2. O'Donnell 1 for 3 with a run scored today. And a swing and a chopper up the middle. There is the second baseman, Wills. Throws to first and got it there just in time to get the hustling Ethan O'Donnell.
Third baseman number 22, Jake Geloff.
So 2 up, 2 down to start the inning on a pair of ground balls. And now Jake Geloff to face the left-hander Stroop. By the way, Jack Kroom, after pinch hitting, does stay on to play shortstop for UNCW. Geloff takes a strike. Kroom, the regular third baseman for the Seahawks. Mentioned those 2 costly errors. They had both been committed by today's starting shortstop, Aiden Evans. So new glove out there at short. Geloff lifts 1 foul right side and out of play. Jake's 3-run homer still looms very large in this game, all the way back in the first inning. It was walk, single, homer to start the game with an emphatic punch from the Virginia offense today as he fouls away another one. And the count 0-2. 5-0 Who's, top of the 7th. And Geloff takes a pitch down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Virginia will return home to kick off a 10-game homestand on Tuesday with Longwood in town Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Geloff loops 1 out towards right field, and that is going to settle in for a base hit on a hop in front of DiMartino. Right fielder flips it back into the second baseman, and Jake Geloff has a 2-out single. Virginia, if I have this correct, I believe I do, Virginia went down 1-2-3 in the 5th inning today, and that remains the only time this season the offense has gone down 1-2-3. Jake Geloff keeps it from being a 1-2-3 inning here. Pitch to Sauke, misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Just such a difficult lineup, 1 through 9. The 1-0 pitch. That's downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Sauke 1 for 3 today. A single in the 3rd, sandwiched between a strikeout and a fly out to center field. He bats with Geloff at first. 2 outs, top of the 7th. And Stroop from the belt deals. Sauke fouls it off of the catcher, Arndt, and it's 2-1. Casey Sauke, second-year right fielder from Rochester, New York. And the pitch. That's outside. It was fun at the annual Step Up to the Plate event. Ernie Clement, one of the players inducted into the Hall of Fame, and his family's table was front and center for the players introducing themselves, and Casey standing almost in front of that table when he said Casey Sauke from Rochester, New York. Clement's table went nuts. Sauke lifts it foul right side and out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Proud upstate New Yorkers. Of course, that was Saturday night in Charlottesville. Ernie had to catch a flight first thing in the morning to get back for the Bills playoff game the next day. Runner will go from first. Geloff is off with the pitch. Salke chops it towards second base. Geloff trying to screen the play, but handled by Wills, who throws on to first. And that will retire the side. So a 2-out single, but nothing further. And now at the end of 6.5 innings of play, stand up and stretch in Wilmington. 7th inning stretch time, and Virginia in front by a 5-0 score as we go to the bottom of the 7th in Wilmington.
Time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Hardee's. Fans, make some noise. Want some t-shirts? Make some noise. Compliments of Hardee's. Fielder, number 1, Trevor Mars.
Left-hander Jake Berry back out for his 7th inning or 2nd inning of work, I should say, as we are all stretched out heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. Starter Jack O'Connor, fantastic through 5 innings of one-hit baseball today in his Virginia debut. First pitch from Berry, a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Trevor Marsh. Heart of the order for the Seahawks here. Marsh, DiMartino, and Thatch, 3, 4, 5 in their lineup. And Berry just missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Still under gray skies here in Wilmington. 58 degrees on a cloudy Sunday afternoon. Berry's pitch swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. A number of players seated down in that Virginia bullpen. Nobody throwing at the moment. Now the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. And it's 2-2. Again, Virginia opens up that lengthy homestand in what was supposed to be the home opener on Tuesday against Longwood. Breaking ball popped up on the infield. Who's going to take charge? A race for it. And it's Rubens sliding in just behind the mound to make the catch. And a nice running play at that. A weak pop fly that ended up being a challenging play. And there's one away in the 7th now for Alec DiMartino. After Longwood on Tuesday, it's Columbia in town for 3 next weekend. VMI, the midweek game before Rhode Island, for 4 the following weekend. Cavaliers will open up ACC play with consecutive road series in the Triangle. First North Carolina, then NC State, before finally getting a home conference series against Florida State March 24th through the 26th. Pitch in there for a strike to DiMartino to even the count at 1-1. DiMartino has flied to right and walked in this game, facing Berry for the first time today. Left-hander checks that forearm band and now working off the third base side of the rubber. Swings the leg, deals. And it bounced in, 2 balls and 1 strike. Berry, the 6'10", 255-pound lefty. Made his first collegiate start against Wake Forest last year. You might remember it was a memorable one on March 26th as he deals strike 2 called. carried a no-hitter through the first 5 innings of that win on the road at Wake, making the emergency start. Now the 2-2. That one bounced in to run the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 5 wins for him last season. Victories against George Washington, Rider, Georgia Tech, UNC, and the game I just mentioned on the road at Wake. Now the payoff pitch. Popped up, foul back, and we'll do it again. One out and the base is empty here. Virginia 5, UNC Wilmington nothing. Last of the 7th inning. The pitch is just beneath the knees for ball 4. Barry caught the plate but missed low. And that'll bring Tanner Thatch to the plate. Freshman and left-handed hitter for the Seahawks. And Barry stares down the runner, deals. Down and away, 1 ball, no strikes to Thatch. Dominant force as a senior in high school last year. He was the state player of the year at the Class 1A level. The 1-0 pitch. Bounced in again. Scooped up cleanly by Teal to watch the base runner DiMartino back to first. 2 balls, no strikes on Thatch. Rated as the 5th best first baseman in North Carolina by perfect game, but was more than just a first baseman at the high school level, a dominant force on the mound as well. The 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike, 2-1. In addition to hitting .478 as a senior in high school, he also went 13-0 on the mound, allowing 1 earned run for an ERA of 0.10. The 2-1. Grounded right side, long run for Rubin. He dives, it's out of his reach. Sauke up with it in right, fires towards third, an accurate throw, and it is in plenty of time for the out. What a throw from Sauke in right field to catch DiMartino trying to go first to third on the play. Geloff makes the catch and applies the tag in the same motion. So 2 outs and a man at first at the end of it all. It's Thatch with the base hit, but Sauke with the cannon shot across the diamond from right field to third base. Now John Newton chopping 1 foul over towards third base. Assistant coach Chris Moore picks it up there. 3 years as an assistant at Georgia Southern before joining the staff here at UNCW in his 6th season. The 0-1 pitch. That's at the knees for a called strike. Yes, the Seahawks have a Chris Moore of their own as well. No balls, 2 strikes to Newton, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Runner at first, 2 outs. And the pitch. Just missed high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Newton thought about it. Not a bad idea from Barry just above the strike zone, but could not get Newton to chase. Thatch walks his lead away from first. Barry to the set at the belt. And his 1-2 pitch is a swinging strike 3 as Newton went about 3/4 of the way around, and Jake Barry has his 2nd strikeout of the afternoon. The 9th strikeout for Virginia pitching, and this one brings the bottom of the 7th to a close as Newton has the hat trick. At the end of 7 complete from Brooks Field, it's Virginia 5, UNC Wilmington nothing.
Kyle Teal.
Kyle Teal, Ethan Anderson, and then the DH spot, currently occupied by Henry Godbout, scheduled to come to the plate against the left-hander Case Stroop as we head to the 8th now in Wilmington. Virginia, with Teal first pitch swinging, is going to get the leadoff man aboard once again. Kyle Teal with a base hit through the right side of the infield. Teal's second hit of the day and 8th hit of the weekend. Teal pacing Virginia in the hits department, as Kyle Teal now with 8 hits in 13 at-bats over the course of this opening weekend tournament. Ethan Anderson now 0 for 2 and has been hit by a pitch, batting from the right side for the second time against Stroop, who plunked him in the 6th inning. Teal leading away from first. 5-0 Hoos in the top of the 8th. Anderson bounces it back. The mound should be 2. Throw to second is in time for the out there. That's the only out they'll get. It was supposed to be the shortstop covering Kroom, but Wills was in the vicinity, and Stroop threw it to him, who then took it, stepped in the bag, but that's the only out that they'll get. So Anderson aboard of the fielder's choice, replacing Teal over at first. And it's a man at first with 1 out now for Henry Godbout, who laid down a great sacrifice bunt his first time up. Now a chance to swing away, and he fouls the pitch back. And again, Godbout has been swinging it well through the first couple of games of the season, already with 4 hits, as he fouls the next one back. And quickly 0-2 on him. Godbout 4 for 7 with a double, an RBI, and 3 runs scored. Right-handed batter, and obviously a guy Virginia thinks very highly of. Coming to Virginia by way of the Baylor School in Tennessee. Fastball misses wide. Snap throw down to first behind Anderson, not in time, as he dives back in ahead of the tag from Tanner Thatch. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Godbout, Brooklyn native, but again played at a boarding school for the Baylor Red Raiders in Tennessee. Prestigious prep school where he hit .510 last year. 9 homers, 35 RBIs as a senior. And by the way, one of those guys that went off and played some summer ball at the collegiate summer ball level before starting his college career. Pitch fouled away. We'll do it again, 1-2. Godbout went and played for the Vermont Lake Monsters in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League and hit .438. 14 hits and 32 at-bats. Did have 10 RBIs in 9 games. Really good showing for the Lake Monsters. Now the 1-2. Line drive down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it's foul. And we will reset and do it again. 1-2. Virginia obviously developing some success in sending guys up north for those collegiate summer leagues before beginning their college careers. The man at first, Ethan Anderson, last year with the Lake Monsters, was named the #1 prospect in the league. This one tapped back to the mound, could be 2. Stroop goes to second. There's 1. Relay to first, not going to be in time as Godbout legs it out. Sort of a slowly developing play because the pitcher, Stroop, ran down the mound before throwing it to second. Made it tough for Wills to make a relay to first in time, and Godbout too much speed. So runner at first, 2 outs now for Harrison Didewick. What you think about Anderson, who got 29 games worth of collegiate summer ball experience before ever playing a regular season game at the collegiate level. That one came in and hit him.
Foul ball. How about a foul ball?
And that puts Godbout at second. And Didowick at first, hit on the hand by that pitch as it came in. The UNCW head coach Randy Hood wants to chat things over with Richard Riley. Again, there is no video review available today, so unless the umpires were to come together and overturn it themselves, that is the call, and Coach Hood heads back to the dugout. Fourth-year head coach, but his 22nd season on the staff. He was an assistant from 2002 to 2019 under Mark Scalf. And now holding the reins of the UNCW program in his fourth season after having played at Campbell back in the 80s and 90s and was a standout there. Actually led the Big South in batting average in 1990 as an outfielder. And that conference he had with home plate umpire Richard Riley might have also helped the cause as they piggyback it with a visit from catcher Brian Arndt to the mound. As Ethan Chenault has been throwing in the UNC Wilmington bullpen. And now Randy Hood heel-toeing it to the mound as they are indeed giving Chenault every second they can and every pitch they can to get loose out of that Seahawks bullpen. The entire infield joining the conference on the mound. And now finally home plate umpire Richard Riley going to go break it up. You would think that after the catcher's visit, it would have been a quick walk to the mound for the home plate umpire, but not the case. Day is done for Case Stroop, as we will indeed get to see Ethan Chenault, Central Virginia kid, coming on for the UNCW Seahawks. 5-0 Virginia with runners at first and second and 2 outs in the 8th. And from the Miller School of Albemarle, Ethan Chenault taking over on the mound now for the Seahawks. And we'll tell you more about him when we return here in the 8th inning. It's 5-0 Virginia, leading UNCW here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Updating some scores on the ACC scoreboard is here in Wilmington, Virginia, leading UNCW 5-0 in the 8th. St. Joe's in extra innings takes down Duke 5-4. So Duke does take 2 out of 3 on the weekend, but St. Joe's claims the finale. North Carolina also takes 2 out of 3 this weekend. They beat Seton Hall 4-2 in Chapel Hill. For NC State, a 9-0 win over Wagner this afternoon in Raleigh as the Wolfpack sweep that weekend series. In Louisville, Kentucky, it was the 16th ranked Louisville Cardinals getting a 5-3 win over Bucknell earlier this afternoon. The new pitcher on, by the way, Louisville sweeps that weekend for UNCW, as I mentioned, is Ethan Chenault out of the Miller School of Albemarle in our area back home. And his first pitch to Justin Rubin misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Forest native, listed at 6'5", 200, wears number 23 for the Seahawks. Last year, 21 appearances, 3 as a starter, 3-5 with a 5.08 earned run average. Slider again misses, 2-0. Interestingly enough, Chenault has spent both of his summers in the Cape. In 2021, 8 appearances for the Wareham Gatemen, and this past summer made 4 appearances for the Catuit Kettleers. 2-0 pitch. Fastball at the knees for a strike. He's got a great arm. He can touch 94, 95, and throws a really good slider. 2 balls and a strike to Rubin, who is 1 for 2 on the day. RBI single in the 4th, also a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd. Runners at 1st and 2nd, 2 out. And a ball lifted out towards shallow right field. Who's going to take charge? And it is the second baseman, Mills, trying to race through traffic and grab it, but it falls into foul territory. And looked like a ball that the right fielder DiMartino should have taken charge of, but instead it was Mills who raced through and tried to come up with it. He could not, and now we'll see if Rubin can capitalize on what you might call some extra life in this at-bat. So 2 balls, 2 strikes the count now to Justin Rubin. Godbout at 2nd, Didowick at 1st, and a swing and a miss on that good slider from Chenault. And Rubin is retired, and Virginia is done here in the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom half of the inning after 7.5 in Wilmington. Our score remains Virginia 5, UNCW nothing. As Jake Berry heads back to the mound for Virginia, we move to the bottom of the 8th inning in Wilmington, and a pinch hitter for the Seahawks here. Dylan LaFeary is going to bat. LaFeary transfer from San Diego, has seen some at-bats already this season. And he will bat in Jack Guerrero's spot in the order. So LaFeary, Arndt, and Kroom to face the big southpaw, Jake Berry, who's in front by a 5-0 score. And first pitch swinging, LaFeary skies it into right center field. And there is O'Donnell, sunglasses on top of his cap, making the catch. And there's one away.
Number 12, the catcher, Brian Arndt.
Now Brian Arndt will be the batter. There is some activity behind Berry in the bullpen. Righty and a lefty. Left-hander Matthew Buchanan throwing from the bullpen mound. Jay Woolfolk throwing from in front of the bullpen mound. Lefty and a righty. No balls and a strike to Arndt. And the next pitch on the way. And then a strike 2 called over the outside edge. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And Berry's pitch. That is strike 3 called, and Arndt knew it. As he catches the knees, and 2 outs here in the 8th inning. That's the 3rd strikeout for Jake Berry, and now the skies have opened up. And the rain is coming down, and the fans are fleeing for the exits. Mass exodus in the ballpark right now. The batter is Jack Kroom. And Berry's fastball misses upstairs, 1-0. As with any beach community, you sort of expect that these things, showers will come and go very quickly. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, base is empty. Virginia leads 5-0 in the pitch. That's right there for strike 2 called. As Berry in his 3rd inning of work out of the bullpen. Back into the windup now, and the pitch. Grounded towards short, O'Farrell into field. Sidearms to first, just in time to get the hustling Kroom. Sidearm sling over there, and 1-2-3 go the Seahawks here in the 8th inning. And Berry, through 3 innings of relief, has faced just 1 over the minimum. On to the 9th, 8 complete in the books. Our score remains Virginia 5, UNCW 0. So far, so good for Virginia this afternoon, and now looking for some insurance as we head to the ninth. Cavaliers will have the top of the order. Griff O'Farrell, Ethan O'Donnell, and Jake Geloff to face the new pitcher for UNCW. Virginia leads 5-0, and Brett Banks, redshirt junior righty, now takes over on the mound for UNC Wilmington. O'Farrell swinging at the first pitch, lifts it down the right field line, but slicing foul and out of play, off into the UNC Wilmington bullpen area. O'Farrell looking for his first hit of the day. He is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Now the 0-1 pitch from the 6'3" right-hander Brett Banks. Fastball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. Banks has a good arm. He'll sit low to mid-90s with a fastball. Out of Garner High School in North Carolina, the Trojans. His 0-2 pitch. Tapped foul, and we'll do it again, 0-2. Couple of years at a couple of different JUCOs before joining the UNC Wilmington program last year. For the right-hander Banks. And his pitch now to O'Farrell. Swinging a line drive towards center field and out of the reach of the second baseman Wills. And O'Farrell indeed gets that first hit of the ball game to start the ninth here with a leadoff single. And Ethan O'Donnell will be the batter. Well, as quickly as the rain came in, it has made its way out of the area. Appears to have stopped now on the field. Last half inning, fans flocking for the exit or for some cover as the skies opened up very briefly. Pitch bounces in, and it's 1 ball, no strikes to O'Donnell. Banks spent his freshman season at Wake Tech in Raleigh. Did not pitch for the Eagles during that abbreviated 2020 season. And then spent 2021 at Catawba Valley Community College in Hickory, North Carolina. Fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1. 8 appearances, 1 start for the Red Hawks of Catawba Valley. And then 11 appearances, 6 starts for UNC Wilmington last year. The 1-1. Grounded down the third base line, but foul between third base and third base coach Kevin McMullen. And the count 1-2. One-two pitch, there goes O'Farrell. Pitch swung on, skied out towards deep left center field, chasing back the center fielder Marsh, and that ball is going to bounce off the wall. O'Farrell around third, racing to the plate. He's going to score easily. Throw comes back into third, and it's an RBI double for Ethan O'Donnell. Some nice insurance here in the ninth for the Hoos. And Ethan O'Donnell, his second hit of the day, and his 4th RBI this season. Coaching staff will praise his ability to pepper the gaps, and he does that there with some pop, too. Out to the left center field wall. Jake Geloff, the batter now. So runner at second, still nobody out, and a chance obviously for more. It's Geloff, big cut at that first pitch, sends it foul back and out of play. No balls, 1 strike. O'Donnell at second, the Northwestern transfer. Geloff, who's already homered and singled today, he's 2 for 4. Virginia sitting on 9 hits. See if somebody can make it double digits for the weekend in all 3 games. Cut and a miss and an elevated fastball from the righty Banks. And Geloff's going to have to battle now. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2. fouled straight back. Stuck with the fastball. Up and in, and Geloff sent it back to the screen. And again, the 0-2 pitch coming. A look back at second where O'Donnell leads. Geloff takes, pitch just off the outside corner. You can hear what the UNC Wilmington fans thought of the call. And 1-2 the count. O'Donnell's RBI double has made it 6-0 Hoos. Can Geloff add to it? He lifts one out towards center field, and that's going to settle in for a base hit. O'Donnell racing around third. He will come in to score. 7-0 Hoos on the RBI single for Jake Geloff. Virginia does indeed hit double digits in the hit column once again. And how about already the 9th RBI of the season for Jake Geloff on opening weekend? Four more RBIs for him today. And Geloff, you're thinking about conference offensive performers of the week. Got to think he's got a chance. Pitch down and into Casey Sauke. Geloff is now on the weekend 6 for 14. 2 homers, 2 doubles, and 9 RBIs. There's a called strike, and it's 1-1 to Sauke. Sauke is single in the third. He's 1 for 4 so far today. Righty against righty. Banks 1-1 pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second base, and they will call batter's interference as Arndt ran into Sauke. And they're going to send Geloff back to first base on the batter's interference.
Number 3,
Sauke is out. So now Kyle Teal for Virginia. Still a man at first. And Teal swings and skies it left side of the infield. And third baseman Patera will make the catch. And that is out number 2.
Number 23, Ethan Anderson.
So a couple of quick outs between the batter's interference and now the first pitch pop out. Still a man at first, but now 2 outs. We are in the top of the 9th, and Virginia in front by a 7-0 score in this Sunday finale from Wilmington. The pitch fouled back. 0-1 the count. Anderson looking for his first hit of the day. Has been on base on a hit by pitch and on a fielder's choice, but in search of that first base knock. The 0-1. Pops this one out towards second base and handled by Wills. Jammed him up a bit, and that will retire the side, but not before Virginia tacks on a couple of insurance runs. And now at the end of 8.5 innings of play, Virginia 3 outs away from claiming this one and sweeping the weekend. It looks like Jay Woolfolk is coming on for his first appearance of the year to try and take us to the finish line. See if he can do the job when we come back after 8.5. Virginia 7, UNC Wilmington 0.
New pitcher for the Cavaliers, number 4, Jay Wolfo.
Cavaliers and Seahawks in this finale of the Hughes Brothers Challenge from Wilmington, North Carolina. And in a battle of the 2-0 teams to this point of the weekend, Virginia in front by a 7-0 score as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Jay Wolfolk is on to try and take it to the finish line for Virginia. And the second year for the Richmond area, and Benedictine, 6 foot tall, 200-pound righty, will make his first appearance of 2023. Wolfolk, who led the Who's in appearances last year, tied with Dylan Bowers, making 28 of them out of the bullpen. Wolfolk will face the top of the lineup in Brock Wills and deals a called strike. It's 0-1. Wills, Evans, and Marsh scheduled to bat. Again, 7-0 Who's. 7 runs now on 10 hits for Virginia. And the 0-1 from Wolfolk. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. 3-0 with a 2.87 ERA last season for Virginia. 37 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 55 and walked 20. Opponents hit just 211 against him. 0-2 and a wave and a miss. Makes quick work of Wills. He's down on 3 pitches. And Wolfolk has his first strikeout of the day. By the way, got to give credit to Jake Berry. A job well done out of the bullpen. 3 innings, just 1 hit, 3 scoreless innings at that. He walked 1, struck out 3. And after 5 scoreless innings from Jack O'Connor, now it's Wolfolk to try and finish the job. Ron Evans the batter, righty against righty. And Wolfolk kicks, deals, taps it foul off his front foot, and it's 0-1. Wolfolk coming off the fall in which he appeared in 4 games off the bench for the Virginia football team and attempted only 2 passes. The 2021 football season, of course, he made the 1 start and appeared in 5 games in total. The 0-1 now to Evans. Slider in there for a called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Ron Evans.
Wasn't even close.
And Wolfolk back into the windup now. The right-hander's 0-2 pitch. Grounded towards short, right at O'Farrell. Scoops, fires to first, 2 down. So the Who's are now 1 out away, with Trevor Marsh coming to the plate. And Wolfolk trying to make it a scoreless effort for the pitching staff today. Marsh 1 for 3 thus far. Left-handed batter to face the righty Wolfolk. And the kick and the pitch a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. That is the first pitch out of the strike zone for Woolfolk since coming into this game. Now the right-hander's 1-0. Foul tipped, caught by Teal, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, base is empty. And Virginia, again, 7 runs, 10 hits, but the pitching staff has been really impressive. Wave and a miss and an off-speed pitch there. 1-2 the count, had him flailing at that changeup. And now the 1-2. Berry giving way to Woolfolk, who deals, and that pitch is swung on and missed. And that'll do it for Virginia. A shutout victory today in an effort from the pitching staff with 12 combined strikeouts and allowing just 2 hits. The offense up to its old tricks once again. 7 runs on 10 hits for the Who's. And Virginia, in the debut of the first-year Jack O'Connor, winners today over the host UNC Wilmington and sweep this Hughes Brothers Challenge. 19th ranked Virginia with a 7-0 win over the UNC Wilmington Seahawks and off to a 3-0 start to this 2023 season. A tournament that included the unexpected home opener on Friday and the 24-5 win over Navy, followed up by an 8-4 win over Ohio yesterday and a 7-0 shutout victory over the Seahawks today, and a combined effort from Jack O'Connor, Jake Berry, and Jay Woolfolk. And Woolfolk, a 10-pitch, 1-2-3, 9th inning. He was dominant. 10 pitches, 9 strikes. He struck out 2 and looked like he has not missed a beat from last season, in which he was spectacular out of the Cavalier bullpen. The win will go to Jack O'Connor, the first of many in that young man's bright future, as O'Connor, 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, walked 3, struck out 7. Jake Berry then worked the next 3 innings, allowing 1 hit, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 3. And Jay Woolfolk, a perfect 9th, as he struck out 2 of the 3 guys that he faced. Offensively, again, Virginia, 7 runs on 10 hits for the offense, highlighted by a 3-for-5 for Jake Geloff, who a 3-run homer, 4 RBIs in total in the game. Multi-hit efforts as well for Ethan O'Donnell, who goes 2-for-5 with a double and an RBI, and Kyle Teal, who goes 2-for-5 with a run scored. The other RBIs belong to Harrison Didowick and Justin Rubin for Virginia today. Another complete effort, and Virginia, over the course of the weekend, in 3 games, commit just 1 error. Errorless baseball again today, and the Cavaliers again improve to 3-0. The loss will go to UNCW's Zane Taylor, their starter, 5 innings, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned on 5 hits. He walked 2, struck out 3. And as UNCW drops to 2-1, Taylor drops to 0-1. No runs on just 2 hits for UNC Wilmington today, and they were both singles. Cavaliers left 8 on base to UNC Wilmington's 1. It was a ball game that took 2 hours and 33 minutes to be played and was done so in front of a crowd of 1,824. Again, Virginia, the win, improves to 3-0, and we will see you back in Charlottesville, 3 o'clock first pitch on Tuesday against Longwood, and hope you will join me for that broadcast for the Who's and the Lancers to kick off a 10-game homestand from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. Virginia, meanwhile, improves to 7-1 all-time with this win against UNCW today, and again are off to a 3-0 start to the 2023 season. Big thanks out to everybody who helped make the broadcasts possible all weekend long, for everybody on site and also back home in Charlottesville. And for everybody involved, I'm Channing Poole saying I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and I know you enjoyed the result. One final time, our final score from Brooks Field in Wilmington, Virginia 7, UNCW nothing. Until Tuesday at 3 o'clock for the matchup with Longwood. Thanks for listening, everybody.